Oh, hi guys. So, I just noticed there was some bias coming out of the Conservative Party in terms of statistics. So, I thought I would point out some of the bias in this particular survey method that they might be using. And I'm going to use actually Yes Minister to kind of drive the point home. So, let's just jump right in, I guess. Okay, so on Facebook, I saw this. It is sponsored by the Conservatives, and when you sponsor any kind of content, you decide what the audience should be, basically. So they can bias the sample data simply by choosing the right kind of demographics on Facebook. So already that's slightly problematic. Okay, so Conservatives, take our borders bill survey. So already we're kind of seeing the White Cliffs of Dover. You might think of, I don't know, the Second World War, Britain as a sort of proud independent nation, and I don't know, you might think of Winston Churchill, and it kind of puts you in a certain mind frame, right? So let's have a little look. For too long, our broken asylum system has lined the pockets of vile criminal gangs, sound awful, who cheat the system. This is not fair to the vulnerable people who need protection, or the British public who pay for it. So here we have the enemy. The enemy they are identifying are the criminal gangs who cheat the system. And okay, maybe they do, but depending on your perspective. But still, it's kind of setting up people to really feel a certain way about this. You know, they're sort of biasing the audience. And this is why we have introduced our Nationality and Borders Bill, which will increase the punishment for people smuggling, making it a criminal offence to knowingly enter the UK without permission, and to make it easier to swiftly remove those who enter the UK illegally. So generally, this all sounds like fairly normal stuff, but we don't really know what's in the Nationality and Borders Bill. We just kind of assume that they're gonna support more people, etc. So again, you're kind of asking people to vote on something they haven't actually read. There isn't even a link to the bill. You know, if they'd have provided a link somewhere, then at least they could argue that, you know, people who are really interested could read it before they decide. So this will create a fair but firm system that prevents dangerous channel crossings. So again, there's going to be an emphasis on the people coming illegally who are in danger and who are being exploited. And yeah, sometimes they are, it's true. But will this bill sort the problem, make it worse? We don't really know. We haven't read it. We don't have access to the bill. Okay, so let's look at some of the questions briefly. Do you think criminal gangs who help illegal immigrants come to the UK should be put in prison for life? Life in prison is a pretty bad sentence. I mean, it's usually reserved for people who do very bad things, murder, and whatnot. So it kind of depends on the particular situation. But again, this is really jingoistic, don't you think? I mean, putting someone in prison for life because you might be helping them in some way. I don't know. I mean, maybe if you've been doing it for 20 years or something, then maybe, yeah. But I don't know. Just life in prison is a bit extreme. But anyway, let's say we hypothetically answer yes. So that's super extreme. Yes, we're going to tackle it. We're going to put them in prison for life. Do you think it should be easier to remove those with no rights to be in the UK? Well, again, if you've already answered yes to the first question, probably going to say yes again. That seems like less extreme. Do you think we should impose visa penalties on countries that do not cooperate on the removal of its nationals? Again, this is a completely different... Well, this is a completely different question. It's nothing to really do with the top two, but nevertheless, a lot of people are going to say yes because it kind of sounds like it's all going in the same direction. If I said to you, sleep, pillow, bed, and then elephant or something, you might kind of think, well, the elephant can slip in with the others. You know, you may not notice the elephant in the room, so to speak. But anyway, let's move on. Do you support us providing a full pathway to citizenship for British overseas nationals in Hong Kong? Well, personally, that's again completely unrelated to this. I mean, it may be slightly related, but you've already got all this sort of nationalistic, jingoistic type stuff up here, and then you're sort of talking about providing support for Hong Kong, well, for people of Hong Kong. And personally, I think we should, because I think Britain has a responsibility, but nevertheless, it's sort of been set up in a certain way here. Okay, do you support the Borders Bill? Now, I'm going to play you a clip from Yes Minister, which I think is really apt to kind of explain my position on this a little bit more, because this is absolutely perfect.
He's going to say something new and radical in the broadcast. Bringing back national service.
Now, just to set up here, right? Bernard Woolley and Sir Humphrey Appleby basically talking about bringing back national service, and obviously Sir Humphrey Appleby thinks this is a bad idea, so they want to try to manipulate the Prime Minister into not bringing back national service, and this is how we do it. It's completely brilliant, and it applies to the previous survey that we saw. So, just before we start, I'm going to switch over to here. Perfect. Hopefully you guys can still hear. Okay, guys, I'm going to really stop it there, but let's just go back to...
I am going to announce a quota.
Okay, the survey page. So, as you guys can see, this is not really a very honest way of doing polls. And if the Conservatives are going to use this particular poll, I assume they're just going to use the last question. After all that sort of nationalistic zeal of building up the first 5 questions, it kind of biases the result, really. And this is how you can basically manipulate statistics. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to point this out because I thought it was interesting. Really hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think, and I will speak to you soon.